binary number system. Formally, we all know that base 10 system is a positional system. In decimal notation, we write a number as a string of symbols where each symbol is one of these 10 digits, and to interpret a decimal number, we multiply each digit by the power of 10 associated with that digit's position. It is a numerical system wherein each digit stands for a power of 2. The binary system uses only two symbols such as 0 and 1 to represent values. In a decimal system, which is commonly used in most countries, each digit represents a value of 10. For example, the number 107 would break down as follows. 1 into 100 gives 100, 0 into 10 gives 0, 7 into 1 gives 1. For example, consider a decimal number 6249. The unit position of this number is illustrated below. 6249, 10 raised to 3 position, 1000 position, 10 raised to 3 position, 10 raised to 2 position, 100 position, then 10 raised to 1 position, 10's position, 10 raised to 0 position, 0 in the sense 1's position. Okay, so computers are built from transistors, and an individual transistor can only be on or off, two options. Similarly, data storage devices can be optional or magnetic. Optical storage devices store data in a specific location by controlling whether light is reflected off that location or it is not reflected off that location, two options. So likewise, magnetic storage devices store data in a specific location by magnetizing the particle in that location with a specific orientation. Thus, the value in a binary system such as zeros and ones are called binary digits or bits. Computers use base 2 because they can only recognize two values, 1 or 0. It is the reason why everything in computers seems to come in eighths. 2 to the third power, 64, 2 to the sixth power, 128, 2 to the seventh power, and 2, 5, 6, 2 to the eighth power. Therefore, in the binary system, the number 103 would break down as follows. Okay, take another example by considering a binary number. The unit position of this number is illustrated like this. Okay, carefully see this. Then binary digit, bit. It is the digit within the binary number system. A bit is the smallest unit of information held in a computer. In order to make the bits useful, they are combined into bits of information. Byte, a combination of bits that represent one character. A byte is usually composed of 8 bits. ASCII, American Standard Code for Information Inter-Exchange. It assigns a specific pattern of bits to each character as described earlier. Another code that may be found, especially in IBM brand mainframe computers, is EBCDIC. EBCDIC, Extended Binary Coded Decimal Interchange Code. The important points to remember about these codes is that their main value is to store information so that it is readable by other computers. By using ACCII or EBCDIC, it is possible for people to retrieve and use someone else's data using a different type of hardware or software. The main disadvantage of using ASCII is that the formatting or other special qualities of computerized information may be lost. So computer networks. Network. A network is a system of interconnected computers. There are a number of types of computer networks. Local area networks, LANs. LANs use cable to connect a number of computers within a same location or in close proximity. Network. A network is a system of interconnected computers. There are a number of types of computer networks. Local area networks, LANs. LANs use cable to connect a number of computers within the same location or in close proximity. And wide area networks, WANs. WANs use telephone lines or other telecommunication devices to link computers in widely separated locations. Then wireless local area network, WLAN. WLAN links two or more devices using some wireless distribution method and provides connection through an access point to the wider internet. And personal area network or PAN. PAN is a computer network used for communication among computers and different IT devices, which is close to one person. Then metropolitan area network. MAN. MAN is a network of computers located at different sites within a large fixed area, such as a city. And computer area campus. Campus area network. Campus area network or CAN. CAN is a network of multiple interconnected local area networks (LAN) in a limited geographical area. A CAN is smaller than a WAN or MAN. It's a storage area network, SAN. It is also known as storage area network or server area network. Then internet. The internet is a system that links existing networks into a worldwide network. Then intranet. It is a private network inside a company or an educational organization and used over its LAN. This can be taken as akin to local internet and it is under a single administrative setup. Then extranet. It is a technology that permits users of an organization's intranet to enter options of other organizations' intranet in order to conduct business transactions or collaborate on joint projects. Then virtual private network. VPN is a computer network in which some of the links between the nodes are carried out by open connections or virtual circuits in some layer, some larger network, for example, the internet instead of physical wires. Then intranet. Intranet is a private network. It was created only for the employees from one company to improve their communication. An intranet is an ideal way to communicate in a secure environment. Internet is a collection of resources to which only internal users have access. So intranets are often separated from the internet by using a firewall. So intranets help to overcome some of the limitations of existing local and wide area networks, LANs and WANs. An intranet provides a way to communicate with a common technology, while an intranet allows all kinds of internet connections from telnet to FTP to Gopher. It is DiWeb that is most commonly used as an intranet, the web, and its browsers offer a common interface that is comfortable and well known to most of an intranet's intended users. So, intranet as technology enabler brings the resources to the user in a specific domain of interest. The ways to authenticate users are as follows: server permissions based authentication, database based authentication, firewall, IP based authentication, or some combination of the above, database access SQL server, MySQL, XML, HTML, or XHTML based forms. So, web scripting, ASP, PHP, Cold Fusion. The basic knowledge of computers is very useful here. Basic intranet is usually made up of a simple shared folder connected to a network. All files in the folder will be visible to other intranet members. It depends upon their permission levels also. So intranets offer several facilities that aid knowledge sharing, and they are as follows: easy to access and use. The use of www browsers give a low cost and easy to use interface to information and applications. So universal access to information. Information can be kept on any server on the network and can be accessed from anywhere within the intranet. Person to person interactions. Intranets simplify interaction between people in different locations through electronic mail and computer conferencing. And informal networks, publishing information and making contact is quick and informal on an intranet. Now the price issue has been overcome. The companies may get more private space by spending less. The intranet market has expanded to smaller businesses and organizations. The benefits of such intranet would be very limited. They would not leverage any other productivity gain from internal messaging, project management to task assignment and shared calendars. And extranet is conceptually the same thing, but technically it is used when the members, in our case company employees, are located in different places and cannot access the same local server. So the internet basics. Sometimes questions regarding the history of internet is separately asked. The word internet is derived from internetworking, which is a collection of individual networks connected by intermediate networking devices that function as a single large network. Network is a collection of terminals, computer servers, and components which allow for the easy flow of data and use of resources between one another. In simple words, a network is a group of two or more computer systems linked together. So, Internet is a global system of interconnected computer networks that use the standard Internet Protocol Suite (TCP) to IP to serve millions of users worldwide. It is probably the largest WAN in the world. The Department of Defense of the USA created Advanced Research Projects Agency (ARPA) in response to the Soviet Union's launching Sputnik in 1957. This network is popularly known as ARPANET. I'm not sure about the pronunciation. The complete network, including the backbone and the regional networks, was called NSFNET. So, topology. The physical topology of a network refers to the configuration of cables, computers, and other peripherals, or simply as arrangement of computers. Here the workstation or node refers to computer systems which are in network. The topology can be classified as follows. Bus topology. Here every computer is connected to a main single cable like a bus. Then star topology. That is a hub or switch box to which all workstations are directly connected. Then ring topology. Here every device has exactly two neighbors. Then mesh topology. Every computer is connected to another, so messages can take any path. Then tree topology, it is a combination of two or more star networks. Computer viruses, these are the programs that spread across computers by attaching a copy of itself to the files on the connected infected computer. Thus they spread from one computer to another by attaching itself to other programs. When the user runs the infected file, the virus gets into action. A virus is usually harmful and it can corrupt data, overwrite files, or use up system resources. They are usually written by programmers to cause trouble. Some viruses act to cause a humorous message to appear on the screen. Some cause minor glitches, but others may cause serious damage to a computer's memory or disk. Some flood the organization's website, interrupt, or entirely prevent access to the organization's customers. The number of networks, machines, and users connected to the ARPANET grew rapidly after TCP/IP became the only official protocol on 1st January 1983. Finally, a global network was created which connected all the types of networks around the globe, and it is popularly known as Internet. So, technically, a machine is on the Internet if it runs TCP/IP protocol stack. It has an IP address and has the ability to send IP packets to all other machines on the Internet. The software resources exist in the form of files of data which needs to be moved between two specific computer systems for the purpose of sharing. For such type of communication, they may require two things, and they are as follows: address for communication, a secure means for moving data in the form of electronic signals. We need rules, protocols for sending and receiving files. There are basically two sets of rules or protocols for the purpose, such as Transmission Control Protocol (TCP) and Internet Protocol (IP). So TCP divides the data into data pockets for the purpose of sending and receiving data. In addition, the rules for reassembling data and damage-free delivery are also specified. The role of IP here is to put distinction addressing information on such packets. The address can be typically written as user, host, domain. The user is the name of the internet account holder. The name must be the same which is used as a user while logging in. The hosts are individual machines at a particular location. Location. So resources of host machine are normally shared and used by any internet user. Now discuss about an IP address. The IP address consists of 4 sets of numbers that are separated by dots. So wait a minute. I'm going to a secure means for moving data in the form of electronic signals. We need rules or protocols for sending and receiving files. There are basically two sets of rules or protocols for the purposes, such as Transmission Control Protocol (TCP) and Internet Protocol (IP). So TCP divides the data into data packets for the purpose of sending and receiving data. In addition, the rules for reassembling data and damage-free delivery are also specified. The role of IP here is to put distinction addressing information on such packets. The addresses can be typically written as user at host dot domain dot. The user is the name of the internet account holder. The name must be the same which is used by the user while logging in. The hosts are individual machines at a particular location. Resources of host machine are normally shared and used by any internet user. Now discuss about an IP address. An IP address consists of 4 sets of numbers that are separated by dots. These addresses are organized from left to right. A portion of number separated by the dot is known as octet. So 8 bits of information. These IP addresses have 4 octets that are equal to 32 bits. Just like our telephone numbers, which include country code, city code, exchange code, and the user code, the IP addresses consist of sequence of domain code and subdomain code from left to right. Computers termed as name servers contain databases of internet host addresses. They translate word addresses or person understandable addresses into numeric equivalents. So every host and router on the internet has an IP address which encodes its network number and host number. Each IP address is 32 bits long and it is used in the source address and destination address fields of IP packets. Network's number is assigned by Network Information Center NIC to avoid possibility of any conflict. The lowest IP address is 0000 and the highest one is 255, 255, 255, 255. The IP address specifies the computer where the information is present, the physical domain on the internet. The web server placed over internet are registered to a domain. An IP address registered to a domain is also known by the alias name. For example, a host with an IP address like this can have host name as XYZ, and if this IP address is registered in a domain called ac.in, then the host can be identified with the network as XYZ ac.in. The web server can serve multiple virtual web servers and where each virtual server is mapped or registered to different or unique names. For example, in the web server xyz.az.in, it is possible to define the virtual server abc.az.in and klm.az.in, and both the server may point to different web container on the same physical system or can redirect to any server on the network. All the server systems on the network in different network ID communicate each other through a particular path called gateway. The physical networks are called the internet backbone, which is called heterogeneous systems network. Who governs internet? Let us see who governs the internet. Internet has no president or chief operating officer and it is governed by a number of authorities. The ultimate authority of internet rests with Internet Society, ISOC, a voluntary membership organization with an objective to promote global interchange of information. Another authority is a group of invested volunteers called Internet Architecture Board, IAB. The IAB sets standard and provides internet addresses, and Internet Engineering Task Force, IETF, discusses the technical and operational problems in internet. No one pays to use the internet, instead everyone pays for its part. Main applications of internet. When internet started, it had 5 main applications and they are listed below: emails, news, remote login, file transfer, and research. So hardware requirements for the internet: modem in the sense modulator and demodulator. Modem is a device or program which converts computer data into a signal that can be transmitted over a telephone line. It can also be convert a signal coming into a computer through a telephone line so that it can be understood by the computer. Modems are used to connect computers with the internet. So hub is a place of convergence where data arrives from one to more directions and is forwarded out in one or more directions. A hub is a common connection point for networked computers and other devices. Hubs are used to connect devices in a LAN. LAN in the sense, here you could see a picture which depicts this hub or switch LAN network, local area network. Okay. Bridge. A bridge is a network device that connects two or more networks, such as one LAN to another LAN, that use the same protocol, Ethernet or token ring. Then router. Router is a device or software in some cases that determines the next network point to which data packet should be forwarded towards its destination. It is a hardware device that connects computers to a network or that connects one network with another network. Routers are now available at low prices and can be used for connecting two or more computers together in home networks so that the data can be exchanged between the computers and all the computers in the network can access the internet. And gateway. Gateway is a node on a network that serves as an entrance to another network. The computers that control traffic within an organization or at the Internet Service Provider ISP are gateway nodes. Apart from the above requirements, connectors, cables, adapters, circuit switches, laser lines, lead lines, and other hardware requirements are needed. In transmission media, twisted wires, coaxial cables, and fiber optics can be used. So, software requirements for the internet. The internet protocol IP is the method or protocol by which data is sent from one computer to another through the internet. It is classified into the following types: Hypertext Transfer Protocol (HTTP). It defines the format for communication between web browsers, web clients, and web servers. So, internet based Message Access Protocol (IMAP). It defines the format for communication between email servers and clients. Then Secure Sockets Layer (SSL), a protocol developed by Netscape for transmitting private documents to the internet. And Transfer Control Protocol Internet Protocol (TCP/IP). It is the main data transfer protocol used in the internet. It manages all the information that moves across the internet. It consists of multiple protocols, each of which transfer data across the network in a different format and with different options. So, File Transfer Protocol (FTP), a set of guidelines or standards that establish the format in which files can be transmitted from one computer to another. Then, Trivial File Transfer Protocol (TFTP). This protocol allows transferring of files between the network devices. Then, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol (SMTP). Network-based email was initially exchanged on the ARPANET in extensions to the FTP, but it is now carried by the SMTP. Then a Telnet, a protocol that allows a computer to connect with a remote host computer on the internet. The use of Telnet has diminished as the word web's HTTP has become a dominant protocol. Then hypertext markup language, you might have heard about this one, HTML. It is a formatting language that is used to establish the appearance of a web page. This it helps in creating pages on the World Wide Web. The HTML also enables us to insert hypertext links within one web page or to another pages anywhere in the web. And standardized general markup language (SGML), a meta language that can be applied to documents in order to maintain their structure and context is called HTML. So, Uniform Resource Locator (URL). It is an address for a specific document found on the web. It can also be termed as a location of a resource on the internet. A URL specifies the address of the computer where the resource is located, which may be the home page of a website. It is made up of several components like a domain name, the directories and subdictators of the site, and the extension. It is also known as the web address. Then Internet Service Provider (ISP), a company that provides a subscription service to enable the user organization to access the internet is ISP. An ISP has a network of computers permanently linked to the internet. So dedicated lines are also provided by some ISPs. ISP also give you an email address and space on the World Wide Web for setting up one's own website. And main internet connection options. To be specific, the following technological options are available to us in accessing the internet. Then dial-up connections. It uses an analog telephone line for establishing a temporary communication. For this connection, the computer's digital signals must be converted into analog signals. So ISDN, Integrated Service Digital Network, is a type of digital telephone service which is used for transferring large chunks of data to and from the internet without a modem. It is termed as wired Ethernet. And cable TV connections, household with cable TV have the option of cable modem internet access. Then digital subscriber line, DSL, it works over POTS, plain old telephone service. Copper telephone lines, ADSL, asymmetric digital subscriber line, is the type of DSL that provides different bandwidths in the upstream and downstream directions, while SDSL, symmetric digital subscriber line, provides the same bandwidth in both the directions. Then satellite connections. It is akin to getting TV signals directly from the satellite. Then Bluetooth is an open wireless technology for data exchange over short distances. It is a protocol that permits wireless exchange of information between computers, cell phones, and other electronic devices within a radius of about 30 feet. Then broadband internet access is a high-speed internet access which is typically contrasted with the dial-up access over a modem. So broadband technology supply a minimum speed of 256 kbps. Not kbps. The term broadband refers to any type of transmission technique that carries several data channels over a common wire. In home networking, broadband constitutes any form of high-speed internet access using this transmission technique. Both the DSL and cable modems are common broadband internet technologies. Wired Ethernet or Integrated Service Digital Network (ISDN) is a high-speed digital access for the internet. The connection speed is usually measured in kbps, kilobytes per second, and mbps, megabytes per second. Typically, a home user will have a broadband connection using an ADSL telephone line running at 2 Mbps up to 8 Mbps. Other important internet related terms: World Wide Web (WWW). The component of the internet that combines audio, video, and graphics with text is also called the web, or simply the WWW. It is a subset of the internet and is a collection of documents and applications residing on the internet servers around the world. The term WWW was the brainchild of Tim Berners-Lee, who in 1989 invented the HTML coding language, which is the basis of the web. Thereafter, WWW became a public service in 1993. It opened the internet to millions of people interested in finding information. It is a huge collection of resources of information, including learning materials, which is accessed by means of a computer program known as a browser. So the acronym WWW is only a part of the internet, but many people treat both the terms as synonyms. So WWW consists of documents called web pages that contain information on a particular topic. A web page might also contain one or more links that point to other web pages. A web page is a location on the WWW. So web browsers, we use this. A web browser is a software that permits a user with the click of a mouse to locate, display, and download text, video, audio, and graphics stored in a host computer on the web. A browser helps in opening up pages and in their navigation as well. It acts as an interface between the user and the inner workings of the internet, especially the WWW. There are different browsers for different platforms with multiple features. Some popular browsers are enlisted as below: Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox 3.5, Opera, Safari. Cross-platform browsers. They can operate in more than one platform, such as Windows, Mac, Linux, etc. See Monkey, Flock, KMLN are different examples of cross-platform browsers. A browser can be graphical or text-based. The main examples of graphical browsers are Microsoft Internet Explorer, Netscape, Navigator, Mosaic, and Opera. So Linux can be taken as an example of text-based browser. Here it is important to mention that web browsing or internet surfing is the process of visiting different websites on the internet. The web browser can also store a list of favorite sites, often called bookmarks, to permit the user to jump directly to the site they wish to see instead of having to enter its URL every time. The domain name, it is the unique name that it identifies an internet site or website. Domain names always have two or more parts separated by dots. The part on the left is the most specific and the left part on the right is the most general. A provided machine may have more than one domain name, but a given domain name points to only one machine. So domain names are the alphabetical names which are used to refer to computers on the internet. The suffixes indicate what type of an organization is hosting the site. There are 6 main categories and they are as follows. .com. Commercial institutions or organization. EDU. Educational institutions, government sites, military sites. Gateways and administrative hosts. ORG. Private organizations. Okay. There are geographic names as well. Australia, EU, CN, China, DE, Germany, India, IN, JP, Japan, United Kingdom, UK, United States, US. Domain name server. It is a special type of internet computer which converts a website's domain name into a unique numerical IP address that identifies the computer where the website is stored. When we try to connect to a website with a domain name such as HUL microsoft.ac.uk University of Hull. A request is first made to a name server to resolve this name into an IP address, which is then used to locate the computer where the website is stored and to establish a connection with it. An Internet Protocol address, IP address, it is a unique numerical address of a computer on the Internet, and it is expressed as 4 sets of numbers, maximum 3 digits each, separated by dots. For example, 150.2237.176.24. Computers on the Internet are nearly always referred to as a more memorable domain names, which are mapped into their IP addresses by special Internet computers known as name servers. The main homepage of a website is its homepage. Typically, homepage serves as an index of table of contents of other documents stored at the site, like address. Homepage is similar to the title page and table of contents of a book. It identifies the site and contains links to other pages at the site called Microsoft Explorer. Next topic will be dealt with the help of next video. Thank you for listening.